Hello, everyone. I am your discussant, Maria Angela Libo-on. We are now on the part 3 of the topic, From Theory to Practice. And with this, we've got the same objective, which is to shed light on how to put theories into practice by featuring school cases with practical solutions to be able to give answers to our third big questions, which is, what should we do to create a better teacher education curriculum? Teacher education curriculum is a complex subject that too often is either neglected or assumed to be simplistic. For this third question to be answered, let's take to examine the situation context existing in the Freedom Hill College, which is a Baptist institution. President Westland is Freedom Hill College's second president. He has a remarkably successful 15 years as president. He is well liked and has an outgoing personality. As a school, Freedom Hill is undoubtedly a teaching college, with all faculty teaching at least 4 courses per semester. The institution does not place an emphasis on research, although some faculty do manage to write articles, publish books, and conduct research. President Westland has been relatively pleased with Freedom Hill's undergraduate teacher education program, but he always wished that the college could graduate more teachers. He often hears from private Christian school leaders that their schools desperately need more high-quality teachers, which the school cannot supply, for they only have approximately 40 graduates per year. In addition to this problem, Christian school leaders also plead of having teachers who can integrate Christian faith into K-12 curriculum. To respond to these concerns and help from Freedom Hill to provide leadership to K-12 Christian schools, President Westland believes he must make at least 2 changes. First, the school needs to enlarge its teacher education program by recruiting additional students. And second, the university needs to establish a master's degree program in education that not only prepares candidates to teach in private schools, but also teaches them to integrate the Christian faith into K-12 curriculum. Despite these desires, the president has not been able to move forward because he has not had the right kind of leadership at the dean level within the School of Education. Why do you think so? Let us know who this dean is. The only dean of the School of Education is Dr. Eugene Barker. Over its 20 years of existence as a dean in the School of Education. As one of the earliest members of Freedom Hill's Department of Education, Barker was instrumental in establishing the School of Education as it grew from a small department until it grew to a large department and finally becoming a School of Education. Dean Barker is 72 years old and has a strong and distinguished career as an educator. Beyond curriculum, Dean Barker is not altogether opposed to President Westland's interest in expanding Freedom Hill's program, but he sees not to introduce courses that teaches candidates to integrate faith into curriculum. For decades, Barker and other faculty who agree with him have prided themselves on the personal attention that faculty devote to their students. For 2 main reasons. Barker is also skeptical of the idea to launch a new MEd program. First, he does not believe that Freedom Hill can recruit enough students just to justify the time it will take to create or administer a new master's program. Second, he is concerned that MEd program will undermine the undergraduate program that Barker and his colleagues have nurtured for years. In response to President Westland's interest, Dean Barker would prefer to expand the undergraduate program slightly and perhaps place a few candidates in private schools for their student teaching semester, but not much else. On the other hand, another source of opposition to the idea of a new MEd program is Provost Richard Taylor. Taylor is also critical of a new MEd program because several of his colleagues in the School of Business have wanted to establish an online Masters in Business Administration program for at least 5 years. President Westland, however, has not been supportive. In addition, Westland is skeptical of going down the path of offering online degrees. The school recently hired Dr. Teresa Moore as the new Assistant Dean or Assistant Professor of Science Education, and she's a dynamic new addition to Freedom Hill. Dr. Moore is only in her second year at Freedom Hill, but she has already impressed Dean Barker, Provost Towler, and President Westland as an energetic, promising teacher scholar who will do great things for the school. She is firmly in support of both initiatives that President Westland has in mind to increase the size of the college teacher education program and do a better job serving private Christian schools. How are we going to resolve President Westland's problems given the situation in Freedom Hill College? President Westland faces problems that are not altogether difficult to resolve given his position as president. The mission of Freedom Hill College to go forth and spread Christ's light to the world is the most powerful tool President Westland has available. He should have little difficulty thinking the curricular changes he wants to make the college mission. Two spheres and curriculum integration models can be viewed as equally Christian in many aspects. Recognizing that the Board of Trustees include members of both views, Westland will need to use all of its political and rhetorical abilities to lead careful conversations about matters that are often deeply personal. He also knows that religion frequently brings out the best in people, but he also knows it can bring out the worst. Perhaps the best way for Westland to deal with Teller's interest in establishing MBA program is to remind him that he supports the idea, but not at this time. Westland can assure Provost Teller that he realizes an MBA degree can of course further the mission of Freedom Hill in ways similar to MEd. But since only one program can be implemented due to budget constraints, the MEd is the preferred choice. Dean Barker has the most serious obstacle to the reforms President Westland wants to enact. He could of course discuss retirement with Barker, but that might alienate him further and cause division among the university leadership. In the case of Dean Barker, they both care passionately about the mission of Freedom Hill College, not a small matter, which could strengthen their ability to work together. Once this common good ground is established, he could begin immediately to dedicate resources to the recruitment of teacher candidates who will teach in both public and private schools. Until possibilities open for the creation of new undergraduate courses that will raise questions of faith integration. So we have here the immediate recruitment of teacher candidates, and they will the one to teach both public and private schools until possibilities open up for the creation of new undergraduate courses that will raise questions of faith integration. Westland can encourage faculty to integrate faith into curriculum through professional development opportunities. To develop Dr. Moore's talents appropriately, Westland and Barker could invite her to become more involved with student requirement. They could also ask her to lead a summer workshop on faith integration. Professor Moore also might be a good choice to lead the effort to establish the new MEd program. So how do you think Professor Moore can do this? Dr. Theresa Moore shares a curricular vision that President Westland has been promoting, but her ability to further it is of course tempered significantly compared to his. In many respects, Dr. Moore is in a good position since she has a strong support from numerous administrative leaders, especially President Westland. To influence Freedom Hill's curriculum in the way she would like, the best path is more than likely to her or for her to continue doing exactly what she has been doing. The best tool she has to address is communication. She could, of course, listen to President Westland and attempt to achieve the goals he has in mind, but she must also remain in close touch with Barker, her immediate professor. If Professor Moore decides to lead the effort to establish the new MEd program, she could consider a number of options to increase the likelihood that the proposal will find success. First, she needs a written proposal that ties the new program to the mission of the college, anticipates the objections that will arise, and explains how the proposed program will benefit the entire college, not just the School of Education. Second, while helping the new program proposal as appropriate, Professor Moore would be wise to pay careful attention to which Freedom Hill leaders are likely to remain as the institution long term. If she expects to make a prolonged impact on the college education curriculum, she could avoid placing all her eggs in one leader's basket. A wise path would be for her to keep working with President Westland as best as she can, but she must always be aware of the possibility that she could leave the institution for another position at any time. Last but not the least, Dr. Moore faces a situation that most, if not at all, tenured track faculty face when they attempt to balance teaching and research. She will need to decide quickly if Freedom Hill is the right type of institution for her, especially if she needs to accept leadership roles like leading the development of an MEd program. So, that's the existing case in Freedom Hill College. For the last and third question, what should we do to create a better teacher education curriculum? Let us give highlight on the following. First, teacher education is a highly practical way that college and universities can serve their local communities. Second, one of the major challenges that faculty face is connecting the research-oriented world with colleges and universities with the distinctly different culture of K-12 schools. One way that education faculty can succeed at making this connection is to spend time in K-12 schools. They can do this by creating professional development schools or implementing other models of teacher education curriculum that place teacher candidates in schools as early as their freshman year. And lastly, a powerful curricular vision can serve as a magnet for faculty and students. In this respect, curriculum changes can drive the future of an institution. So part 1 to 3 of this video presentation cited 3 important questions on how to put theories into practice. With all the sample cases presented, let us take into consideration that a powerful curricular vision can serve as a magnet for faculty and students. In this respect, curriculum changes can drive the future of any institution. This is something that we can uphold as we put all theories into practice. So thank you so much for giving utmost time in this presentation. This is your discussant, Maria Angela Libo-on, your aspiring curricularist and educational manager who will always go for putting theory into practice. Thank you.